Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar on the worldwide herbal market trends and opportunities. I'm Mihika, your host for today. World Trade Center Shamshabad, in association with Fiki Flow and Kamla Farms, Hyderabad, is organizing this webinar on worldwide herbal market trends and opportunities, where we dive into invaluable insights on market dynamics, growth projections, the latest trends, and exciting innovations and opportunities. I would now like to call Vignesh, our Associate Director for World Trade Center Shamshabad, to give the keynote address.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for Ms. Ritu Sharma from Fiki Flow for joining in for this session, and to our speaker from Kamla Farms, and to all the attendees here. Firstly, I take this opportunity to give a brief introduction about World Trade Center Shamshabad. So, WTC Shamshabad is a proud member of prestigious World Trade Centers Association, which has its presence over 300 plus cities and 100 plus countries. So, we act as a gateway for international trade, and we foster services, trade, and catalyze for the positive transformation of this region. And we benefit both SMEs and startups. At World Trade Center Shamshabad, we play a crucial role in facilitating business partnerships, encouraging collaboration in investments, and trade promotion. And we also support in regional and global supply chain connectivity. So this is a brief introduction about World Trade Center Shamshabad. Now, I hope you all have a wonderful and insightful session. And some of the key takeaways that you can have from this session would be how medicinal plants market is in India, and of course in the globe, and different types of medicinal plants, and different growing techniques of medicinal plants, and how you have to procure and venture into this business. Thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful session.
I would now like to invite our keynote speaker, Ms. Ritu Shah, who's the chair for Fiki Flow, Hyderabad chapter. Fiki Flow is a not-for-profit organization, and the Hyderabad chapter represents over 1,000 plus women in Telangana. The prime objective is to encourage, facilitate, and empower women for truly inclusive economic growth trajectory. Over to you, Ms. Ritu.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Vinod, for having Flow Chapter participate in such a prestigious session. Respected guests, dignitaries, and fellow entrepreneurs, I'm honored to be here today as the chairperson of Flow Hyderabad Chapter, addressing you at this pivotal seminar on the worldwide herbal market trends and opportunities. This collaboration between Flow and World Trade Center Shamshabad marks a significant milestone in our collective journey to empower women entrepreneurs and unlock the vast potential of the herbal industry. In 2019, the market for medicinal plants in India was valued at 4.2 billion, and the projections are nothing short of astounding. The global herbal market is poised to reach an astonishing 5 trillion Indian rupees. This isn't just a market, it's a revolution, and we are on the cusp of it. India, with its rich biodiversity, is home to a treasure trove of a lot of medicinal plants like tulsi, neem, ashwagandha, brahmi, fenugreek, ginseng, ginkgo biloba, chamomile, ginger, aloe vera, turmeric, and many, many more. This wealth of botanical resources presents an area of opportunities for agripreneurs to explore and capitalize on. This seminar serves as a beacon guiding us to the vast landscape of market dynamics, growth projections, and latest trends in the herbal market. We aim to uncover invaluable insights and explore innovations and opportunities that lie with this dynamic sector. Today, I want to emphasize the importance of our collaboration and shed light on the immense potential that the herbal market holds for agripreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs. As women entrepreneurs, we are uniquely positioned to capitalize on this burgeoning market. We are adept at nurturing, collaborating, and building sustainable businesses. Our inherent understanding of health and well-being, combined with our entrepreneurial spirit, makes us ideal agents for driving the herbal revolution. The collaboration between Flow Hyderabad and the World Trade Center Shamshabad amplifies our collective strength to nurture and propel women entrepreneurs into the forefront of this herbal revolution. We firmly believe that empowering women in this sector not only about equality, it's about harnessing untapped potential and driving economic growth. The procurement of medicinal herbs offer diverse options from traditional cultivation on land to cutting edge technologies like hydroponics. We can engage in community collaborations, trade partnerships, and even contract farming with producers to ensure a sustainable supply chain. Crucially, the government support, particularly through agri-export zones, provides the necessary infrastructure for processing raw materials extracted from medicinal plants. This support not only facilitates extraction, but also opens doors to a value-added market, creating a robust ecosystem. The technologies at our disposal, like hydroponic and aeroponic systems, vertical farming, greenhouse cultivation, precision agriculture, tissue culture propagation, lighting optimization, companion planting, and polyculture are the tools that will shape the future of the herbal market. Through this collaboration, we at Flow Hyderabad chapter are delighted to be a part of this transformative journey. Let us not be deterred by outdated practices or traditional limitations. This seminar is a call to action, an invitation to be a part of the herbal evolution. By seizing the opportunities presented by this burgeoning market, we can cultivate a brighter future for ourselves, our families, and our communities. I encourage you to actively participate in the seminar, ask questions, and engage with the experts. Together, let us harness the power of herbs to create a healthier, more sustainable future for all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ritu, for those wonderful words and giving us a little introduction into the herbal market and the various opportunities that we have that we can explore. We now move on to the main part of proceedings with Ms. Meghna Rao from Kamla Farms. She is a highly accomplished professional with strong educational background, holding a double master's MBA from CBIT Hyderabad and MSc in Business Strategy from Edinburgh Business School. With a deep passion for sustainable agriculture, she has established Kamla Farms in 2017 with a vision to make sustainable agriculture easy and rewarding for everyone. She is also serving as a mentor and advisor in the field of innovating farming techniques. Now, I would like to invite our speaker, Ms. Meghna Rao, co-founder and CEO of Kamla Farms, to take the stage and start the seminar.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction and also for this opportunity where we're using this platform to leverage the importance and the possible opportunities of trading, especially more native trades such as herbal plants, for example. So I'd like to share my screen. So a popular philosophy that is often associated with Ayurveda is that when the diet is wrong, medicine is of no use. And when diet is correct, medicine is of no need. So this is the foundational principle for a lot of Ayurvedic beliefs and why a lot of people around the globe are associating with Ayurveda. Ayurveda therapies often include use of herbal medicinal plants and meditation, yoga. Also, it could be use of herbal oils. But today we are going to primarily focus on medicinal plants. Next slide, please. Yes. So the foundational benefit of medicinal plants is often associated to the pharmacological benefits that they give us. So it could be antiviral, antioxidant properties, anti-cancer, anti-parasitic properties, all these that enhance our health and also sustain it. So worldwide, medicinal plants are often associated with alternative medicine or even a precursor to modern medicine. This becomes more and more evident since COVID. And I'm sure all of you would have used the kada made out of the medicinal crops such as ginger, turmeric, lycor, and so many other herbal spices. So that is a practice that was interestingly not only followed in India, but also worldwide. Just to give you a perspective of how the market has been changing over the years, the trade that had happened from India in the year 2017 to 2018 was around 330 million USD. It has jumped to 628 this year, showing that there is a tremendous aggressive export happening from India. Also, looking at how the market capabilities are, the current market is worldwide. The worldwide current herbal market is around 45 billion just of last year and is expected to grow to 86 billion USD by 2032 with a CAGR of 6.7%. That shows that there is immense possibilities and opportunities being native to the idea of traditional and ancient crops and having Ayurveda. We have an immense opportunity to get into this market and also grow in it. So this is the list of popular medicinal plants: aloe vera, turmeric, basil, ashwagandha, brahmi, neem, ginger, butterfly pea, eucalyptus. All these crops are either we've used them in our kitchens, our homes to sustain our health, improve our health, or to treat common infections. Not just us, but also a lot of them in the Asian countries and other Asian countries as well. So we would have consumed this either in form of powder or roots or even teas and oils. So now that we know that we have a common list that people often refer to, let us look at the crops with more potential, with more growth potential in terms of trade, and also the ones that are not very popular in the trading market. First one is kutki. So kutki is known for its liver detox properties. And what I will do is just for you to better understand the market of these crops, I will give you a small sneak peek into what the pricing is like for procurement and and how we could sell it. So coming to kutki, we can say that the procurement of kutki is usually done in powdered form, mostly processed from the root directly. And this root powder could be procured for about 1,000 rupees per kilo. And if we were to repackage it and sell it locally within India, we could mark up the price to 2,500. But if we want to export it for retail, the pricing could go up to even 1,000 rupees per 100 grams. That could be around 10,000 rupees per kilo. So I hope you're able to see how there is a huge difference between if we were to do it locally versus if we were to export the same product. And definitely the level of processing also matters when we are trying to sell our crop. But what is more important is identifying the crop that we want to. For example, if we talk further about kutki, why is this a relevant crop as of today? Because given the lifestyle or the modern lifestyle changes that are happening, there is a lot of emphasis on social drinking, alcohol consumption, and also consumption of junk food. So all these factors have an impact on our liver. And kutki being a very potent liver protection, so it could be used as a supplement to either protect or to maintain or even to prevent liver diseases. So that is the reason why this could be one that people would relate and require on a more regular basis. So that is one way how we can identify the crop and do a bit of cost analysis. Now, if we were to talk about Shatavari, Shatavari is one of the most popular crop when we want to talk about female health. It is highly recommended for female hormonal health. So if we have to talk about the procurement of Shatavari, so the most popular form of Shatavari sale happens through its root powder, similar to kutki. And the root powder is somewhere about 350 rupees. We're talking about the high grade Shatavari powder. And again, this could anywhere retail to even 5,000 rupees a kilo powder if we were to export it. And the interesting thing about Shatavari is that it could also be sold as your regular supplement in form of capsules, or you could also be doing extract, like liquid extract. And also you could think about another alternative form of, doing Shatavari gummies or Shatavari tea, because something that really it becomes easier to introduce in their daily as their daily supplements for women. Yeah. So Shatavari supplements are also used to improve female health, to set their hormones, and used as a lactation supplement. And in most cases, even the pregnant women are recommended to start using Shatavari from their pregnancy itself. So you can see that it is a 9 month plus post, through their journey of feeding the baby, they could continue using the supplement. So that way you can start identifying your target market, and plan your sale according to that. The top 3 countries that import Shatavari are US to begin with, United States, and then we have United Kingdom and Germany. These are the top 3 countries that usually prefer, or their high consumption of Shatavari happens in these 3 countries. And even China and Germany, China and Singapore do have good Shatavari sourcing. So that could be considered for procurement purposes if we want to do a different sort of grading. And now coming to the third crop, that is Chirata. So Chirata is usually used for setting blood sugar levels and also for digestive benefits. The interesting thing about Chirata, though, is unlike Shatavari and Kutki that we've spoken about, the use of powdered supplement from the root, Chirata is better sold when it is sold through the extract powder. So the extract powder is more valuable and more accepted, because simply the potency is better absorbed by the body at each level of processing. And for Chirata, it works better when it is from the powder. Is expensive. It is around 1,000 rupees if we want to procure it per kilo. But when we are selling it, it could again sell up to 8,000 rupees per kilo when we plan to export it. And again, Chirata becomes very relevant because of the growing digestive issues. It's a very mild supplement which can be taken on a daily basis. So if you're noticing the pattern, so when we are deciding the type of crop that we want to trade, it is important that we connect with it, we have a relevancy, and also we plan the sale according to that. So these are 3 medicinal plants that are again native to India. And if you do not know, xylem husk particularly it accounts to 70% of the export value of Indian herbal medicinal market. So that it is a very it's a very easy way of consuming fiber. And with the growing vegan market, the requirement for xylem husk has been growing globally. So that itself constitutes to 70% of the herbal market. Then definitely, I think once we start focusing on the other medicinal crops, then we can definitely increase the percentages for other crops as well. So these are some target countries. They are the major importers from India, and they usually import most of our medicinal crops, and also the spice medicinal crops. Crops can vary from country to country. Not necessarily Saudi Arabia would be doing as much as turmeric as say United States. So it just varies depending upon what is native to them and what are their requirements. So it is always suggested to identify what are the lifestyle issues of that particular nation, and what is it and how is it that we can address, and how do we ease the crop so that the consumption is higher and then the results are better also, and we can easily become market leaders of that particular crop. You could even look at it from that perspective, where you're becoming a market leader for one particular crop. We have an example of how KSM 66 ashwagandha players have done it. So similarly, you can pick a crop and you can start researching on it and become a market leader crop wise. Or you could also identify what is collectively needed, and then you can plan your sale according to that. So before we move on to the licensing part, let's talk a little bit about the challenges that we could face when we start or when we want to start this business. Definitely, so far, whatever we have discussed regarding herbal market and how each nation would have a different requirement, and identifying that requirement becomes a key. Along with that, the next challenge would be identifying the stage at which we have to sell that. So, just to give you an example, so earlier, or we could even pick from the examples that we've spoken earlier about how Kutki and Shatavari are preferred in the root powder format versus Chirata is preferred in the extract powder format. And to make it more relevant for you, turmeric could be a commonly used spice powder for us, whereas in more Western countries, they would be preferring it as a capsule supplement. So these are some examples how we have to identify which country requires which type of processing and plan it accordingly. The second challenge would be procurement. So procurement becomes very critical because the source from which we procure our crops determines the price that we could get and also our value in the market. So usually the procurement channels that we'll have for these crops could either be through distributors, wholesalers, or we could have our own farms where we are growing these crops, having our own R&D. And third would be we could give it to any FPOs for contract farming, and they can take care of it and give us the output that they get from it. But each sourcing technique has its own sort of pros and cons, and the challenges that could happen that we could face if we were to procure from a distributor. So commonly what happens is, say a certified distributor may have a lot of price fluctuations. And even if we were to take from a local distributor, then there could be issues such as quality or consistency, and also they are not export compliant. So identifying distributors who sort of we can handle them in all aspects becomes very important for sourcing. Now, coming to the third challenge, it is your active component. So needless to say, the more potent our crop is, the better price that we get for it. So there are many techniques that constantly, there are a lot of bodies that work on R&D bodies that work on increasing the potency of these crops. But it also becomes crucial that we identify what is the potency of our crop. We do the required testings to understand that, and then we pitch it according to the industry. So even if we were just to consider between very related nutraceutical and pharmaceutical industry, the potency that would be required for pharmaceutical industry would be more than that of the nutraceutical. So it is important that we identify the market in such a way that it is matching the potency or the bioactive element that we are able to source. Yeah. Can we move on to the next slide? Okay. Okay. So if you want, you can go ahead and take a screenshot of these certifications. But let me give you a brief understanding of how the government has been actively supporting the sale or export of medicinal plants. The Ministry of Ayush has entered into an MOU with various countries for exporting of our traditional crops to them with a long-term vision of enabling more trade and becoming a preferred trade choice, like India becoming a preferred trade choice for those particular crops. And also, along with that, there is a uniformity, and that way the rejections or the risk of rejections are lower, and then the trade can happen in a more smoother manner. Set up some schemes to make sure that there are trade shows happening, and we are able to freely attend these trade shows and conduct international business meetings and conferences, and we are reimbursed as business owners so that we can do it more frequently, and it can help with better marketing. And hydroponics. So, hydroponics is basically a modern technology of a soil-less medium with minimal water use and zero pesticides, and making sure that we're able to yield more from a smaller space. So the benefits of hydroponics are many, but one of the key benefit for us, especially while growing medicinal crops through hydroponic systems, is that the bioactive element that we have discussed earlier about that it could be a variant in different when we have to source it from different places, but when we want to do it hydroponically, we can set the bioactive element that we want to achieve and achieve to its full capacity, because it is a very controlled farming technique. This controlled farming technique can also make sure that we have consistent quality that is very export compliant. And hydroponics in the US is recognized as organic. So it makes it more easier to get the required certifications, even though requirement is not as much. We could still be getting a higher output using hydroponic technique. The reason why hydroponics has been getting popular over the last few years is definitely all these benefits, and also the consistency in the market and in the product. So some of the key crops that grow very well in hydroponics when we are talking about medicinal plants are you have turmeric, ginger. We could be doing various types of varieties of ginger and turmeric in hydroponics, which makes it more reliable for people who want to import from us. And when we are able to show that we have this high tech system set up for our sourcing. Yeah, a little bit about Kamla Farms is that we have set up Kamla Farms in the year 2017. Again, it's a hydroponic company. We started off as growers. We used to grow basically turmeric, and that is how we have developed interest towards medicinal plants, and kind of we were able to assess the potential of medicinal crops that was untapped by the Indian market. And from that, we evolved as hydroponic service providers. So we do trainings, we also do farm setups. We've trained over 1,500 students, and we have set up more than 30 hydroponic farms pan India just in the last 2 years. So the idea is that we can offer consultancy to grow these medicinal crops, and not only medicinal crops, any hydroponic crops can be grown. But the idea is that we can become a team to achieve the medicinal market and really become market leaders whenever and however we are ready to do that. And I would also like to thank World Trade Center for giving us the platform to and also I would congratulate them for this wonderful effort that they're putting, grow more awareness on the potential export options that we have. And I'm also very much looking forward to collaborating with WTC to courses or learning experiences where we are able to teach you how do you harness the modern technology of the benefits of modern technology of hydroponics, and then the growing demand for medicinal crops. So that's about it, and we can open for questions.
So we're open to questions. Anybody has any questions, you can drop them in our Q&A box, and we will forward it to Meghna. So Meghna, we have a question. One of the attendees is asking, what are the regulatory issues that we usually face while exporting the herbal plants and medicines?
So mostly what happens is the mixing. So usually there are many grades for medicinal plants. There's grade A, B, C, and what is exported is grade A. So this is a certification that you can go to your local state medicinal plant board by India. So here we have CMAP, for example. So you can go and get yours tested so that you know what is the mixing that is happening, what is grade A, grade B, and that way you're clean.
Another question we have is can you name a few regions or countries where you see a lot of demand for these herbal plants, and who are the major players in this market?
Talk about export, definitely America, United States is one of the biggest importer of medicinal plants, and there are a lot of awareness programs for them that happen around supplementation, and in that these medicinal plants automatically get the limelight. So it could be US, and then how you approach them is there are tons of trade shows that happen on an yearly basis, and Las Vegas is one of the key places that these nutraceutical companies keep for coming forward. We could attend these trade shows. That is one thing, and one other cheap way of doing it is we could literally open Amazon, type in what is just say nutri supplements or herbal supplements, and see what's coming up and see the ratings for it, see what's happening, what are the reviews that you're getting, and the more volume of ratings, the better there is a scope for demand. So that is a simple way of doing market analysis, not just in America. That way you can use these online platforms to do it in any part of the world.
Relating to the previous question, we have one more question on regarding imports. How would you say the import scenario in India is, and how is the production scenario in India where we have a need to import?
That's actually a very interesting question. So if we were to talk about import of medicinal plants, I would say rather it won't be these traditional medicinal plants. It would be herbs and herbal oils. Like we could also be talking about rosemary, thyme, and herbs and their extracted oils that have a lot of import potential. And rosemary is one such that we are seeing a growing demand for.
Wonderful. With this, I would like to close the question and answer session. Thank you, Meghna, for this wonderful session and giving us such valuable insights into the market and opportunities. So now I'd like to invite our Associate Director, Mr. Vinod, to give the closing remarks.
Thank you, Megha, and thanks, Ms. Meghna, for giving us insightful details about how herbal market trends, opportunities, in what all. Surprisingly, to see that we are home for so much, like 7,000 varieties of plants, and how India can contribute towards filling that gap. And thanks, Fiki Flow, to partner with us and helping us organize this event. And I'm sure participants had a lot of insightful details about the herbal market trends and opportunities, and how they can look in and take support of Kamla Farms if they can start hydroponics, and how they can get into this line of business. Thanks, one and all. And thanks, Meka and Vignesh, for supporting us this event. And we're looking forward to have another level of programs where we will have more in detail workshops in collaboration with Kamla Farms, or even with Fiki Flow. Thank you, and have a great evening.